It's Monday, September 10th, and here are three choices for today. Dangerous Liaisons is by He Jin-ho, a Korean director adapting the play by Chodorous de Laclos that you've seen also turned into a film from Stephen Frears. This is the story of two conniving, devious, scheming lovers who get caught up with an innocent young woman, very beautiful young woman, who's played in the film by Zhang Ziyi, and end up corrupting her, although she also complicates their lives. It's a great story. I think most of us know the story either from the Stephen Frears film or from the original French play, but you've never seen it before in 1930s Shanghai. So in 1930s Shanghai, this is before the Communist Revolution, this is before the war, this is the luxury, the excess, the beauty of China at the time. It was a city that was also full of lots of expats and lots of Europeans. It was a place of mystery and danger and violence sometimes, but also a lot of sex. So this is essentially a very beautiful, very sensual, very sexy adaptation of a classic French story adapted to China. It's a lot of fun to watch. Beautiful, beautiful sets and costumes and just beautiful people as well. A real pleasure from start to finish. Still is the new film from Mike McGowan, the Canadian director of films like 1 Week and St. Ralph. This is the story of a rural couple, a farming couple, played by James Cromwell and Geneviève Bujold, who are aging. They're reaching the end of their work lives, and he is also beginning to lose some of his potency and his power as a farmer, and they have to decide what they're going to do. Their children, their grown-up children, are trying to persuade them to retire from farming. It's really the story of two people who've lived as independent pioneers in a way for their entire lives, trying to come to grips with the changes of the real world and the contemporary world, and maybe finding that this is no longer a world that suits them very well. It's a beautiful love story as well, the story of an older couple who've been together for many, many decades, nearing the end not just of their work lives, but of their lives, period, and having to come to terms with what that means. So it's a story about love, about loss in a way, and also I think about the pride that people, particularly who are farmers, take in the work that they do and the food that they provide for all of us. A very beautiful tale told by Mike McGowan. The Attack is a film by Ziad Doueri, a Palestinian filmmaker who has told what is a very daring and sometimes controversial tale. This is a story of a Palestinian doctor who lives and works in Tel Aviv. He seems to be entirely immersed in the Israeli culture around him. He's very celebrated as a doctor, people respect him, and yet one day he realizes that his wife has committed a terrible crime. She has decided to become a suicide bomber. He had no idea that she was a part of this world at all, that she was in any way politicized or radicalized, and so he has to, after she commits this terrible atrocity, he has to try to find out who his wife really was. And he ends up going into the Palestinian territories, into Nablus, to find out who she was associated with, what made her become so radical that she would kill herself and take others with her. Very powerful story, a story that I think gets us a little closer to understanding why people do commit those kinds of acts, gives you insight into some of the conflicts that are happening right now in the Middle East, and does it from a very human perspective. That's The Attack by Ziad Doueri.